All right, everybody, let's get into this. Next up is a favorite of mine. Another one of my favorite characters from AOT1, Krista Lenz. This character does really neat things where anytime she discards a card in the combat, I guess whenever she discards cards, it's not even during the combat phase, she gets put 2 wall counters on her. And she gets to build this tertiary resource, I guess, because your attacks and your foundations are your other 2 resources, and your health, I guess, right? I guess the cards in your hand, the cards in your stage, your health, and then I guess it's her 4th resource. Talking about mental load, right? And then she gets to use those for cool effects. She has 1 enhance, remove a wall counter, gain stun 1, very cool. And then her really her special resource, like the special ability on her technically, is a remove 4 wall counter, choose a card in each player's discard pile, place it on top of their deck. So you can know what you're drawing or checking, your rival knows what they're going to draw or check, but more often than not, it's going to spell like doom to them. So let's get into the attack. Special thanks actually in the community to EJ out in Des Moines, Iowa. He played this deck at the LQs I went to out there when I went to go Mayhem Comics and Games. I played against him. This deck is super sick. It's super sweet. I asked him if I can make a video for it, and he said, sure, go for it. No surprise, it's Walk the Dog. We are a Chaos deck, so we are playing Walk the Dog. 8/3, 2 low block, 6/06. Draws a card for each copy. It becomes cheaper for every committed foundation in your rival stage. Stun 1, powerful 3. Yeah, it just kills people, and yeah, it's just Walk the Dog things, man. Because when she starts stacking Walk the Dogs, you're probably gonna die, right? Next up is Titan Cliff. This is a really cool piece of tech. I played Krista off of Order a lot, and there was a lot. Like, you got ways to draw cards, right? You get to do cool things. But I don't think I was running Walmaria, and I actually think Titan Cliff is just straight up better. Because sometimes you get in this weird state where Walmaria really only gives you, maybe 1 or, it only gets you to, a single digit. It gets you, it moves you up a tier, right? So instead of you have 1, you get 2, 3, you get 4, right? So you need to be in that odd number to benefit more off of Walmaria. This just says I draw 3 cards and I get counters, and then I get to build a 6. I get to build also, and it's decently statted at a 5 high for 6, right? And as a low block, which is great. It's really good hand fixing. You get 2 free counters. You get to draw X amount of cards, build 1. I don't know. You can't go wrong. And the best attack in the game, Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken, 5 difficulty, 3 check, 2 high for 2 high block, 4 high 6. When it goes into momentum, it goes in face up. Once in a turn, our tech gets 2 speed out of momentum. Very sick. Best part of the card, commit and freeze 1 rival foundation, then commit and freeze 1 rival asset. We are playing awards victors, so we could end up playing multiple copies of 1 over the turn. This is not anything new, but as of late, Award the Victor's been kind of coming back a bit in the chaos decks, just because we have Horrifying Realization, we have ways to draw during turn, or on form speed, or after it deals damage with long range support. So we can pick it back up and play it again. And we went 3 games because I was playing Berthold 1 Chaos stuff, and the game, it was predicated on who played Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken the most. Game 1 I got to, Game 2 he got to, Game 3 I played 3 copies of this card on turn 2, or was it 2? No, I played 2 copies 3 times. So yeah, and I shut his turn 2 down where he couldn't do anything but build a few cards, and then I was just able to kill him. But yeah, this card is nuts. It's so good value. It's a great utility card. It shuts down Cape of No Returns. It shuts down Knott's Flasks. You're able to just do so much with this card. It does wear its ultra rare tag very well. The next two cards are really super hype in this character, Double Trouble and Frog Strike. I'll get to Frog Strike in a second. Double Trouble out of League of Villains, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 3 mid block, 2 mid for 5, ally Echo stun 1. Enhance, discard 1 card, draw a card. So basically it says discard a card, get 2 counters, draw a card. Especially if we've played 4 to stack a card to draw it, it's free, right? And then we can give it stun 2 if needed, and it has Echo. So it just straight values with this character. The worst thing on it, 2 speed. That's it. I don't even care about the block mod, because we're never blocking with this thing. But it does say you eat 10 damage if I'm able to echo it or add anything else to it, or you have to block it. And then you die to my walk the dogs. A really cool piece of tech in this deck, Frog Strike, 4 difficulty, 3 check, 2 mid block, 4 mid 4, discard a card, gain 2 counters, and get 3 damage. And then we get to flip a foundation to seal a rival piece, a rival foundation. So this allows us to like burn some of our cards that are committed, or even like we've used our once per turns. We can just flip them to seal a rival foundation if we're going in for the kill. Also, it has stun 1, so we can spend a counter to give it stun 1 again. So it's a really cool utility piece that allows us to pick away at defenses. And it wears damage pretty well. It's a 4 speed for 7 isn't nothing to scoff at. It's actually pretty decent as a lead-in, because I don't ever want to take 7 if I don't have to. Next up, part of the good chaos stuff. Oh, we love Horrifying Realization. 1/5, 2 mid block, form, flip. Each player discards a card, draws a card. If our rival discards a foundation this way, they commit a foundation. So this gives us some of that form speed after we've stacked with Krista, and then we can just draw the attack we put on top. Oh, we don't want to, yeah, because what we'll do is, we can put an attack on top of our deck, put a foundation on top of their deck, so we can draw the attack. They draw nothing good. We usually stack like a giant block mod on top of their deck, so they can't block with anything. Aaron's Trial. We do play a lot of discard effects, Titan Cliff, Double Trouble, Frog Strike. We do have, let's see here, no, we don't have anything it looks like. Oh yeah, Fearsome Transformations. If we don't have momentum, we get to discard a card. So Aaron's Trial, 1 mid block, 3 difficulty, 5 check, and remove a discard, enters or discard pile. During the enhanced step, our rival commits a face-up foundation. That's very important, because a lot of the times when you say stun, they'll commit their face downs, and then they're left with the face-up stuff with effects. This says you have to commit a face-up, so it's very good from hand, like a from hand trap in a way. More draw with Fearsome Transformations. Let's say we stack with Krista. We're looking for the kill. We put an attack on top of our deck. If we don't want them to block our attack, we put an attack on top of their deck if they have no draw effects or mill effects. And then we are able to just draw that attack. We have wall counters, man. We're playing Michael Jordan. We're playing number 23 Pro Hero. 2/6, 3 high block. Review step, we draw. During our review step, if you have less cards in our hand than our hand size, we draw a card. Then we review, get 2 counters. We have counters. If we have 3 or more, we get a speed. This is super sick. I love this. 2 basic trainings, 0/5, 2 mid block. After a plane attack, it gets a damage. Deadlock response, same thing, but it gets a speed instead. Play ball committed. Easily excited, 0/5, 2 high block. Attack is played, it gets 1 speed and taunt if it doesn't have it already. Speed's important because we can stack stun and speed, and it makes things way more difficult for our rival to block. Chivalrous for draw after we stack. Long range support. So this plays into the Award the Victor package. So when let's say Vast Hybrid hit, we control our effects. So we would say Award the Victor. We'll put it on top of our deck. And then we long range support to draw it, and then only if it deals damage to a character, mind you. We draw a card, then we discard a card from our hand. So we draw the Vast Hybrid, we discard the poop that's in our hand. Fearless Frog, discard a card, get 2 counters, change the zone to either perfect block or to make sure maybe we're on that our rival doesn't have any lows, so we're just going to turn it all to low attacks, right? Childlike Appearance gives us a way to defend, to destroy, discard a momentum, reduce the attack speed to 0 if it's blocked. They commit a rival foundation. You get to pick, which is really cool. Acrobatic Style, we are a stun deck. sometimes we pay costs. We have to commit more cards than we want to. This allows us to ready it. Hostile introductions. This is really neat. 053 mid. After this card enters your discard pile during the enhanced step, your rival loses a health. Unfortunately, it can't kill your rival, but it does change your kill math over a turn. Plus, it rounds out our zeros. Nedre Chan of the Big Three gives us a way to push some damage. If our attacks are blocked, we gain health. Also, we don't want to go into deadlock, so this allows us to stay out of it. 2 copies of Master's Pride, 053 mid. Flip after we add a card to your momentum. We ready it, playable while committed. So like I said, there's probably a world where Determined Advance goes in here. I mean, like, really, we're basically 4 Deception Daggers and 4 Determined Advances away from a City Rampage deck, to be honest. But this allows us to, anytime we put momentum, we get to ready it. And if we go to if our rival goes to deadlock, we're able to get next check after an attack deals damage, gets +1. Very nice. And a single copy of Award the Victor. So I have a feeling that EJ may up the copies of this, because this looping Vast Hybrid Chimera Kraken back into your hand is insane. So I can see this probably going to a 2 or a 3 of, most likely. Into the board. 2 copies of Caper No Return. We don't like attacks. Runaway, 2 copies. We don't like taking damage. And we like stuffing our rival's card pool and telling them stop. 2 copies of Pass Through Walls because we hate Breaker and we hate assets. Jaw Titan attacks is probably just for your mirror hate. 6-4, 6 low 6, 1 low block, Blitz, gain 2 health. The real piece is on the backside. Enhance, lose 2, commit, lose 2 stamina. This attack gets 2 speed. It's fine. The response is what really, and also this is also Recovery Girl hate. Lose 3 stamina after your rival plays an ability that gains their health, increases their health. Cancel it. They can't gain health this turn. So, you know, even though it should say after your rival plays an ability that gains health, cancel it, because increases and gains aren't the same thing. And then 2 copies of Broken Psyche for defense. If somehow it's committed and we're fully committed out and we need to get a card with a check value of 6 from our discard pile to our hand to block with, hey, it's there. So that's a pretty cool Krista Chaos deck that I got off a fellow community member named EJ. Thank you again, EJ. Shoutouts to you. And I hope he's still playing. I hope he iterates on it and takes it to Nats, because it's a really sick deck. This character is very cool. If you haven't played her, I suggest give her a try. She's a blast. So that's it for the video, guys. Stay tuned for more Nats Prospects content, is what I should be calling it after every video, but whatever. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit those bells for notifications, and until the next video, take care.